Hey guys, it's Shanda. How are you? And welcome to Shanda Says. How was your weekend? Speaking of weekends, today's vlog is all about the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion part 2. Did you happen to see it last night? Well, in doing this vlog, I thought, it's very easy to take sides and say what you didn't like about this, what you didn't like about that. And I realized that in doing this vlog, it would be wrong of me to do that because you know what? I don't know these women intimately. I only know what TV shows us, and I know how TV edits. So we really don't know enough to really judge, but we could see little things here and there that probably raise a red flag. So kind of wanted to talk about that in relationships and friendships and how we view things. I will tell you that in watching the show, it bothered me that you had all these women, including Danielle, who's no longer on the show. You had all these women that used to be friends. And now it has dwindled down to someone who is an emotional basket case that can't even be at the reunion. And friends aren't speaking and family is not speaking. And that bothered me. Because what price is this fame and what price are these people willing to pay for this show? When quite frankly, maybe the show really doesn't care. It's just about ratings. But again, I can't make that assumption either. But it does make you question everything that's happening and everything that's going on. I will tell you what red flags for me bothered me. I didn't like the fact that family is not speaking to family. That bothers me. Because in the mess of friendships, you're going to need your family to be supportive of you and love you with all your faults. Because that's what family does. I didn't like to hear that Dina's not speaking to her siblings, and it really bothered me that she's not speaking to her nieces and nephews, because I'm going to tell you something. Me and my sisters and brothers, we may not get along, but my nieces and nephews are like my own kids to me. And I love them like my children. And, we're family, we'll get over stuff. But when you bring kids in, that's a problem to me. That's a red flag. I also didn't like the way Andy Cohen was grilling Teresa about what she buys for her kids. I don't care how much I'm doing the show, whatever my financial situation, don't question me about what I do for my kids. I felt that was crossing the line. I buy my kids whatever I want to buy them, But those are just little things that kind of got my red hair in a tibby. But I will tell you, it got me thinking about friendships and relationships and how people value things and how people define things. The reality is when I look at the show, I think that Teresa's idea of a relationship and friendship is far different than the way Caroline envisions a relationship and a friendship. And that's just it. People will test us and we'll find out the true definitions of friends and moments of vulnerability. I say that all the time. You will find out who your true friends are at the most vulnerable times in your life. When you have nothing or when you're in a moment of desperation, your true friends are going to come on board and be there for you. For me, true friendships should encompass communication, honesty, commitment, and trust. If your friendships are lacking those things, you need to reevaluate it. Maybe there's a category that goes into. Oh, that's more my acquaintance. We hang out, we have a good time. But my friend is something different. My mom had this saying, never be surprised when someone comes off the pedestal you put them on. You can't be like, oh my God, I can't believe. Everyone is going to come off a pedestal that you put them on. And maybe we don't need to put people on pedestals because people are not perfect and they make mistakes. But as far as friendships go, I know that Teresa revealed something that Caroline wished she would never had, and that was the fact that her and her sister aren't speaking. I will say this. If I'm your friend and our relationship has dissolved, and I know your secrets, I know your mess, I'm still not going to blow you up. Because there's just something in me that, you know what? I know that I could blow you up. You know I can blow you up. But I'm going to respect myself enough not to tell your business. Because at the end of the day, I got to look myself in the mirror. I have to be able to look at Shanda and say, you know what? What could I have done differently? Do I feel good about this? Do I feel okay that this relationship is over? I've done enough. I've contributed enough in a good way that I'm okay. Say, hey, I had a very good friend years ago that I love very much, very close to her. And there was a situation we were no longer speaking, and that relationship hurt me so bad. It affected me. I missed her because the reality was I loved her. And I felt that our communication was not good. So instead of not speaking, not talking and communicating, we chose not to speak. My thing is, I want a friendship that if I come out of a bag, my friend says, you're bugging, you're acting like an ass. Stop it. Or I could go to you and say, I don't like what you did. Why would you think that? Why would you do that? You know better. And then we go have a drink or have something to eat and we keep it moving. We love each other. We care enough about the relationship that it has to be repaired. It has to be. The reality is people don't come to us packaged perfectly. But in terms of friendships, we have to be able to define what friendship is. And once you find that in a friend, it is it is priceless. My friend Millie is my dearest friend in the world. We've ridden out with each other when I was just in a 2-bedroom apartment raising my daughter, working 10-hour days together. We had nothing, but we had our girl time. We had each other. She was with a man that I hated. He didn't treat her good, who happened to be a relative of mine. But in time, she did what she had to do. But I always loved her, and I always supported her. When my husband acts a fool, and no, I don't have all the answers, and I need my friends to get me through my marriage mess, she's always been there for me. And she doesn't judge me. She says to me, you know what you need to do. But sometimes a good friend doesn't always just offer advice, she just listens. When someone that you love hurts you, or maybe someone you think is your friend shows their hand, as my dad would say, it's like playing poker. Somebody showed their hand. Once the hand is shown, you know how to play the game. Now I know how to deal with you because you showed your hand to me. Friendships and relationships have to be respected. And if you're in a relationship with someone or a friendship with someone and they're not respecting the trust, the honesty, the communication, and the commitment, maybe that needs to be reevaluated by you. Because ultimately, no one could do to us what we won't allow them to do. And think of it this way. You know, the Lord himself is very forgiving. And thank goodness, because we as people get in a crazy mess and we make bad decisions. But when we come to him, he forgives with an open heart and open mind. And if you really care about being forgiven, he forgives us. So with that in mind, I wanted you guys to join in this song with me, and I thought it would be fitting for this vlog. And if there's someone next to you, I want you to hold hands. I want you to sing this with me. Now, I make a joyful noise. I'm not a singer, okay? So I want y'all to know that before we start this song. So are you ready? Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wench like me. Oh, we always have room for redemption. I love you guys, and hopefully you will be joining me back here on Wednesday. And if you're not following me on Twitter, then you better get it together at Shanda Says. I love you. And until next time, leave your comments too. Bye-bye.